Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. The song continues. Call on him, your Father compassionate, with his name's thunder, snap the fetters of sin. All that causes rebirth is considered as sin. Now, when we see the birth and death cycle, karmic cycle, when the cycle is going on, life is continuing from birth to death, death to birth. Life continues after birth also. When there is continuation, there is something background at the background which is immovable, unchanging. My body is changing, I am able to recognize change. Everything is changing, I am able to perceive the change. My mind is changing. The perceiver or the something within, beyond this bodily existence, something is there which is unchanging, which can recognize the change. If water is flowing, there is the bank of the river which is not moving. With respect to it, we say water flows. But we are sitting on the earth, and earth is spinning at very high speed, unimaginable speed of 1000 miles per hour. We will be burnt to ash if we move, our body moves at that speed. We are sitting and it's spinning at that speed. The circumference of earth is 25,000 miles. In 24 hours it covers one spin. And you see, because atmosphere also is moving with us, we are not feeling that. If our atmosphere becomes stagnant, we will be just ashes blown off. There is relative change. Also we recognize. If there is no change, we cannot recognize the movement. We can see the stars slowly going. But there is the polar star, because the north and south are fixed compared to the space. But compared to the sun, these are moving, and sun itself is moving, the galaxies are moving. Comparatively we say as if it is stagnant. We are sitting on the earth and looking at the world. Ourselves as the center, and all other things are moving. So, in our existence, deep within, the birth and death cycle is passing. We are born, we pass through the years of life, life ends and again begins. We are passing through the other half also, just like sun is moving around the earth when we look at it from the earth. The upper half rising and setting, setting and rising. Like that, we are able to perceive that lives after lives we are going. If you can imagine what is that taking birth and going, which is not changing. It is taking body and living, and it is passing through. Again in the same life, it is passing through 3 stages of existence, 3 states of existence. Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti. Who is passing through? Who is passing through the life cycles? So when we see there is unchanging eternal reality within us, which is to be recognized. And this can happen only by the help of the Divine. By the help of the Divine, by the grace of nature, Mother Nature. Nature's plan is of course evolution, but she becomes helpless because of the ego of the individual, which is giving kartritva, bhoktritva and jnatritva, and it is passing through. The karmic, every jiva is carrying the karmic load. And according to the karma, the sukha dukkha has to be given, the next birth has to be given to work out the past karmas and tendencies. When the question of transcending this nature and entering into eternal life of bliss absolute, where there is no more suffering, where there is no more bondage, total freedom, ocean of bliss, you are in that. Some force, something has to lift us. That is the divine will. And here the term used, the compassionate Father. Call on Him, your Father compassionate. God is the only one who can exercise this compassion. Sri Ramakrishna again and again says, who are you to show the compassion? The Lord who has created this universe, brought the jivas into picture. He does. He alone can show compassion. Because I am also flowing, a man who is flowing in a flood, helplessly, he cannot save another person who is flowing in the same flood. All are flowing, all are in the karmic force. Everybody, every jiva is moving with karmic load, and every person is driven by his samskaras and his karmic load, that is the karma phala. He has to experience the sukha dukkha, and then he has to work out his tendencies drive. Each person is him, what he is, because he is the balance sheet of his past. To overcome a jnani in the world, a one who has realized God, one who is enlightened, illumined soul, he never finds any defect anywhere in this world. Everything is a joy, everything is. So, as long as we are able to see anything other than God here in this world, then we must know we are somewhere. We are driven by our past karmas and past vasanas. Not even jnana. When we start going seriously about spiritual life, in the spiritual path, when we take up seriously, we become indifferent to the world. We become indifferent. What is happening? He participates in everything, but remains aloof, unstained by anything. He is insulated. He moves about freely in the world like a child. He has no complaints. He has nothing Raga Dvesha is not there because it has been pushed down by the sankalpa of attaining God. Not that they have gone away. If they have gone away, you should have realized God. But they are subliminal level. It cannot manifest. It is there, like a seed fallen on the rock. It doesn't germinate. It goes on drying in the sunshine. When rain comes, it is taken below to the earth and then grows. So like that, our samskaras and vasanas, when we decide we must realize God, goes to dormant state, of inactive state, or subliminal level where it cannot work out. We always claim ourselves to be always jnanis and decide, judge every action, every person, every incident, every event from our raga dvesha. We are not free. So we cannot show compassion to others because we are carrying load. God is only person who can show. If I show compassion, it is not because of our strength, but because of my samskara is telling and driving me. I am putting little more water to my samskara of false vanity of showing compassion to others. So God alone is the, when we go through Bhagavad Gita and text like that, repeated assurances given by God makes us think, oh, what God is, how much compassion, how much love, how much na me bhakta pranashyati. My devotee shall never perish. Yoga kshemam vahamyam. I take the responsibility of a soul, entire responsibility to whatever he has to attain, to make him attain, whatever he needs to give, and release him from all the bonds and sufferings forever. I take that responsibility of my yoga and kshema. Kshema refers to our living here. Yoga refers to the transcendence of nature. The transcending the nature, and when we live in the nature, to see that everything is provided, God takes responsibility. I am going to take your responsibility, don't worry. Abhaya. God gives the abhaya and vara. Vara is kshema. Abhaya is yoga. Yoga kshema. Varabhaya. So you see what is when he says compassionate Father, you will understand as you go on contemplating on his deeds and acts, God, whom all he has helped, what all help he has given, how, where, when, then you see, oh, and he is all capable. He can do and undo anything. He is omnipotent, not omniscient, omnicompassionate, omnibenevolent. So here you omnicompassionate for every jiva. Just he has to look towards God. It is already there. We can't look at the God as long as worldliness is there in us. We are carrying the world. World is too much with us. How to empty, how to dislodge. So here comes the, some force, some power beyond has to lift me. Some power beyond has to lift me. Even in Ishavasya, you see, towards the end, when he prays, Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye, to see the Satya Dharma. You give me Yatte Kalyana Tamam Rupam Tatte Pashyami. He has to give, he has to reveal himself. How Thakur used to weep, rubbing the face to the ground. Mother, mother, reveal me, reveal yourself to me. So, why did he weep? Why did he struggle? Because he knows mother will take pity one day or the other. When I am ripe, when the egg is to be hatched, mother knows. It must be under the guidance of mother, under the care of mother, till it hatches itself or gets hatched by mother. So this I am surrendering to God to make me fit to receive that. He is compassionate, but I have to yield. I have to offer myself unconditionally forever. You cannot take a single desire from here into the realm transcendental. You cannot take anything, you cannot hold anything in this world. If you want to go good or bad, right or wrong, nothing you can hold. To enter into that realm, you have to leave all. Just like when you enter into sleep, a single thought of the world, you want to catch something, you cannot enter. And when you enter, nothing of this will remain. Like that, when you enter the absolute existence, Satchidananda Sagara, you cannot carry anything of this world. I want my son to be with me, my daughter to be with me, my grandson to be with me. No, you cannot. You cannot take anybody there. You have to leave all things, and then even the bodily concern. That's why that in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Abhinevesha is one of the obstructions to yoga. Clinging to life. I don't want to die. I want to die. Another upadhi. You cannot reach God. I don't want to die. You cannot reach God. The thought of dying or not dying has to go away. Everything has to be. Even a single thought, even a single desire, you cannot carry into the, when you want to go towards God. But life is inevitable. Hold on to God. Hold on to God and lead your life here uninvolved, without getting stained by any action, any thought, any action, any thought, any feeling should not bind you anyway. Do all your duties just like a machine which doesn't seek anything, does its work, doesn't take anything, does its work, doesn't expect anything, does its work. Nowadays you are using for everything machinery, for grinding, mixie, every army, they all do their work. They don't expect. No expectations, no demands, nothing. I ask it to run, it starts running. Like that, we do all the duties imposed upon on us by the nature, by the station where we are stationed, limitations by the. So whatever is our duties of life, we will do without, and whatever we do, we offer it to God as an offering. And then you will understand what is God and how compassionate is He. To bring you to this state of understanding that I need God is the highest compassion that God can show. So, with His name's thunder, snap the fetters of sin. That is, sin means karmic cycle, to break the karmic cycle. We are going round and round, lives of lives we are passing through, like a merry-go wheel. Sit on the merry-go, ride round, merry-go-round. Sit on it, it will go on circumambulating, going on turning. You are coming back again, going that side, coming back again, sitting in the wheel. So you have to, how to jump out of that wheel. What is this wheel? To work out the karma, you take birth, and because you have taken birth, you will do karma again. And to exhaust that karma, again take birth. And birth and death cycle continues because of inevitability. You cannot escape from that unless you know yourself independent of body. You know God independent of this world. God exists, pervading this and independent of this. And He has become that. Similarly, I have an existence which is independent of. This knowledge, this jnana alone can release you from the bonds of birth and death cycle, the karmic cycle. We use the term birth and death because it is karmic cycle, karma, cycle of karma. So to come out, somebody must give a blow that I jump out from the wheel. And that can be done who is outside the wheel. Another person who is sitting cannot make you come out of that external force. The external force, we have only three sources. One is Guru, other is Prakriti, and third one is God. And this is what anywhere we draw a triangle, one circle and one square. Om Adhara Shaktyadibhyo Namah, we write Mandal. God, Prakriti, and then the Jiva. So, the fetters of sin, do you understand? Fetters of sin means karmic cycle. To break this karmic cycle and go. Another way is to come to the hub, axle on which it is moving. The wheel moves, but the axle will not move. Come to the hub and slowly walk over the hub to the axle. You will see that everything is a fun. Wheel is revolving. When we were in school days, 7th, 8th, 9th, not 8th, 9th, 6th, 7th, we used to go to one school in Bangalore, Indira Shishu Vihar. And there was that owner of that house, which was housed as school. He had a truck, and the truck wheels will be, and tires will be changed. The tires they used to bundle up. And we used to somehow bring them below and then one person will sit inside, other person will roll. That person inside who is sitting will go on, his head and body will be going on revolving on the earth. You tightly hold, putting the hand inside. It should not touch the ground, you see. Two people will be, you cannot manage that with the weight of the small school children. And invariably, after a few rounds, it will go and fall somewhere. They cannot control, children cannot. Elders will find it very difficult to roll the wheels, tires. It will be quite heavy. And in that, 2-3 boys will hold, and the fourth one will sit, and the other will start pushing it. It will be going on, rolling. Sometimes it will be for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, nice. They will go on taking. Sometimes it will go and fall. Wheel. The same thing happens in the karmic wheel also. Somewhere the wheel starts moving. We will be out of our control, and the compassionate God has to come and save us. Whoever used to get hurt in this, there was one headmistress. She will come running, wipe the blood, put some medicine of those days, 1950s and 60s, and go. Compassionate mother. So that's what we see. God interfering in our lives too. He alone can. God's name. Each time you utter, it awakens. It must awaken you. The faith, love. You see, if two persons are loving each other, even secretly, utter the other's name, you see what happens to the person who is loving that person. Similarly, if mother loses child and she is moving about somewhere, just to call that name, you must see the commotion, what is happening inside. Like that, when we take the name of God, it must awaken us, it must trigger us up. God's name. On one side, love, one side that thrill, because you are loving it. Then that name of God, that very name of God becomes a mantra, a power which can take you away from the karmic cycle. With the name of God, with His name's thunder, snap the fetters of sin, come out of the wheel of cycle. By the thunder means something has to interfere when a thing is in motion, when there is a cycle and motion is there. Some interference, such a powerful interference must be there. You can see the running vehicle. If the driver is not there, you must see the fun. Many times in my life I have come across the vehicle, leaving vehicle without putting handbrake and going. And slowly another vehicle going by the side, it will be vibrating, and slightest stop is sufficient to make it move. It gains, within no time it gains the momentum. I saw one bus, the driver and conductor came, they wanted to go for tea, left the bus and went away. The handbrake was not put. When they come back and see, it is in the pit behind. Whole bus. just because that, what a calamity. So this, something, I saw two people fighting. One has left the vehicle, opened door and went for fighting. The vehicle is running behind. He is busy in fighting. And it would crush many people. Calamities. I jumped inside and put the brake. With my hand. I was not accustomed to driving. But I know where the brake is there. With my hand I put the brake. So this too, when momentum is there, to stop it, you need tremendous force, tremendous. Our karmic cycle is so powerful. We are not helplessly we are spending our life. We want whatever we want to be or what we want to happen is not happening. Nothing happens. Being carried away by, like fallen in the flood, being carried away. We are being carried away by our karmas. So God's compassion and what we have, inaccessible. God is inaccessible. The power which can stop it is inaccessible. What is the way? Call on Him with a longing heart, and that is the name of God, which is going to break through this and give you solace and bring you to peace. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.